Hello, welcome back to our TCAP commentary. So today we're gonna do John Canelli, and he has been requested by a lot of people. I won't lie to you, so I don't know who necessarily to credit here, but it definitely is a lot of you. So I'm watching him now. If you know who you are, you know who you are, right? But and he's been requested for a while now too. It's been a very long time. But anyway, yeah, we're watching John Canelli. John Kennelly is a very famous predator. If you haven't seen him, then you're gonna be in for a ride of a lifetime, right? You're definitely gonna be here for something that is gonna be crazy. But yeah, we're gonna get started. If you like to catch a predator, check out the channel. I have a lot of videos, including TCAP commentaries, TCAP police interrogations, some like true crime style videos as well, and a new true crime channel as well that you can find it in the description, right? So check that out. And let's just get started.
You're going to tell me you've never done this before? No, sir.
Okay.
So you just woke up this morning.
I'm seeing the unseen tape.
And said, I'm going to get involved in an internet conversation with a 14-year-old boy. I'm going to go to his house, strip naked, and walk in with a 12-pack of beer. This was just something
I'm trying to fix the audio. I actually don't know how this is going to sound.
John Canelli is a guy who, in an online chat with someone he thought was a young teenage boy, said that he was a teacher at a prestigious high school in Virginia. The chat is graphic. At one point, the decoy said something about, you know, what would be really hot.
Oh my!
Strip down your underwear in the garage and walk in.
You know, let me. Okay, I'm just lowering the volume here.
Says in the chat, I don't wear underwear.
I don't wear underwear.
Someone
this morning.
So
fine.
I went back up.
House.
I'm a teacher at a prestigious high school. John Canelli is a guy who, in an online chat with someone he thought was a young teenage boy, said that he was a teacher at a prestigious high school in Virginia. The chat is graphic. At one point, the decoy...
Okay, I feel like a lot, and even me, I feel like, man, this... Okay, just to explain why I'm having such troubles, like, going through the video is because this video is the unseen
at a
tapes.
Prestigious high school in Virginia. The chat is graphic. At one point,
is the unseen tapes, and this video is 44 minutes long. We're not watching the entire thing. We're only watching John Canelli's part. But let me get started here. So, first things first. Someone is pulling up to their own house. To me, this sting operation is like a fever dream. I don't know why I don't feel good watching these in particular, like these this house in particular. There's just something about it I just don't feel good about. Like, I don't know if it's just the fact that I know that these guys don't get arrested. Like, that probably is a very big aspect of why I don't like watching these in specific. Okay, I'm maybe overreacting. I don't hate watching these, but it's definitely in my lower list of sting operations that they've done. But it's just, I don't know. I also just think it's also the color filters and like the color what is it called, color correction that they use on the cameras as well. It was just a lot of like angst for me watching this house in particular. But yeah, someone's pulling up to their own house. That's funny. Also, seeing John Canelli in clothes is weird because obviously the second day he got caught, you know, we all know what he looks like. But here, this is what he pulled up in, right? I don't know what necessarily this is, but we'll see if I can get a clearer picture. Looks like a sun. I don't know.
The decoy said something about, you know, what would be really hot. Strip down your underwear in the garage and walk in. Canelli says in the chat, I don't wear underwear. Decoy says something to the effect of, well, you know, come in how you
do
are.
What you must.
And we really didn't think he was going to do it. This is our second investigation, and while we'd seen some surprising things, you know, who's going to walk into a stranger's house naked? Well,
John Canelli. Oh my god, man. Left the socks on though, I swear. Okay, I gotta stop it here. Okay, I want you guys to put this into perspective, right? It's not like I've ever done something like this. I don't know why I almost made it seem like I did, but could you imagine? Could you imagine stripping entirely in the nude, right, buck naked, and going into a house that you have no idea what's awaiting you. By the way, like, yes, in the end, like there were a whole crew waiting in this house. But could you imagine? Like, let's just imagine this real quick. Imagine he got the wrong house, and he got the house of the people that were just going into their garage. He went into the garage. Most people don't lock their like garage doors like in the day, right? Imagine he walked into like a family just eating in their like living room, kitchen area. Like they're just eating food. You walk in there and you just surprise the life out of these people, right? Like, oh, I could never feel comfortable enough, even if I was the most slobbiest of predators, to ever walk into someone's house this freely without a damn worry. By the way, like, this is so worry free. I'm just so. I guess I'll talk about it later. He's so comfortable. Like, I'd be stressing. And I wonder. I shouldn't say that. He's meditating. Thirsty, though. I was gonna say, like, imagine if he was excited to see the decoy. Imagine he's walking around just fully there, right? Fully out there, ready, and just showing everyone what his business is here. You know what I mean? Like, he's just fully out there showing it off. Well, he is, but you get what I'm trying to say, right? Like, he's essentially popping a stiffy here. Imagine if that. Oh my god! Like, I'm pretty sure we would have this detail if it happened. So I'm confident to say that didn't happen. Another thing, I don't remember what exactly he brought. I think he brought beer, but let me just.
Could you explain yourself?
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, bro.
Certainly. I'm sorry.
What's going on here?
Your son IM'd me, and he told me to come on over.
He
Oh my
Yes,
god.
You can sit down. How did he know to IM?
Sit down before I can't even do the bit anymore. I almost said Chris. YouTube ruined that for me. But no, I have a lot of things to say, but not a lot of time. I don't want to just flood with all my comments. So I'll try to go quick. Obvious one to point out is that Chris, you know, in his man, right, his stature of a man, comes in clonking his shoes, and he doesn't bat an eye, right? Not a single twitch. Like, he does not move in the slightest. I would at least, like, perk up an ear or something, right? Or something. Like, survival instincts are, like, zero here. Like, he legit does not move. Can you explain yourself?
Could you explain yourself?
And then this reaction, bro, I would be jump scared. Like, oh my god, I'm so sorry. Not, I'm sorry. That's all he did? Like, are you serious? Like, that's your greatest reaction to being exposed to someone you don't know. Like, maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just me. There's people like this, like, you know, that like showing their bodies off to people. A bunch of weirdos. But honestly, I respect it. You people do what you want to do. Obviously, if it's, you know, all of age, right? Because I don't mess with no damn predators in my comment section. But no. Yeah, I've just this entire section is just insane. Like, if you've seen this before, I'm sure you've analyzed this a couple of times, and you know why. All of this is just so insane to me. Like, To Catch a Predator was not that popular here, so what he genuinely expected that this was like his father, by the way, and he has such a like, almost, how can I explain that? Unbothered reaction to it. He's like, oh, your son IM'd me. Like, I don't know. I feel like he should have reacted in a more surprised look. But it also is just John Canelli. He's kind of a little bit, you know, slow. Can you explain yourself?
Could you explain yourself?
I'm sorry. Certainly.
Oh my god, I just noticed something.
Your son IM'd me, and he told me to come on over.
He IM'd you.
I am you. He's almost like he's disappointed. He's like, my son could have done a lot better. Oh, man. I know Chris does have, like, children, obviously, but I think he has, like, his, like, prized son. Prized son. Like, his oldest. You know how that works. But it's just like, oh, he IM'd you. Like, out of all the damn bad boys. I don't know. That's not what I was pausing the video for, but you see this? Do you see this? This is a cushion. This is a cushioned seat, right? A stool, a cushioned stool. There is absolutely zero chance that all of John Canelli was took off of that seat, by the way. Like, let's get a little bit graphic here, right? 1,000,000% John Canelli left a stain on this world and on this damn chair in some form or another, right? Like, oh my goodness, he was spreading too, by the way. Like, I'm pretty sure this chair, bro, just got violated by John Canelli. Like, let's see this positioning. He is. Oh no, he's just like full spreading. Oh, not spread. Technically not, but like spreading legs on this chair. Holy moly! I heard rumors that they threw the chair out, but I'm not sure. I would throw the chair out. Let's just be honest here. Like, I feel like anyone would throw the chair out. But what would have happened if they would have kept it? You know what I mean? Like, this is the John Canelli's chair. Like, a piece, definitely some pieces of John Canelli are on this damn chair, right? This could have sold out at auction for, like, what? A couple $1,000,000, right? Oh, man. I wonder how far, you know, that kind of gives me an idea. How far does the To Catch a Predator community go? Like, do you think there are, like, millionaires out there that are, like, massive TCAP fans? That would be so interesting. Like, yeah, I own I own Amazon, right? And I watch To Catch a Predator. No. Obviously, that's ridiculous. But I don't know. You know, I wonder, like, in the grand scheme of things, who's the richest TCAP fan that there is? You know what I mean? That's just a weird question to have. We'll let this play. I've been putting.
Could you explain yourself?
I'm sorry.
I'm also weary.
Certainly. I'm sorry.
What's going on here?
Your son IM'd me, and he told me to come on over.
He IM'd you.
Yes, sir.
You can sit down.
Sit down. I won't.
How did he know to IM you?
I don't know, sir, honest.
So he just chose you out of the blue and said, come on over, get naked, and walk into the kitchen.
Well, I sat there talking to him for a little bit, yes.
And what'd you guys talk about?
We were just talking about anything, sir.
How old
This
are you?
guy, I genuinely
I'm
can't
29,
believe it.
sir.
29.
He
And what
looks
do you
like
do for a living?
50.
I drive a school bus.
You drive a
He's 29?
I'm 29, sir.
29. And what do you do for a living?
Holy crap. John Canelli is an enigma, right? Like, how the heck? He's not even 30, and he looks like he's 60, right? Like, look. Some people age gracefully, some people don't, okay? But John Canelli, right? I can't even show his name. Joe? I tried. I don't know. God. And he, just the fact he said he was a teacher, too, is just weird. Like just straight up weird. I wonder what he
You
thought.
drive a school bus.
Yes, sir.
So are you a teacher?
And you thought it was appropriate to walk into the home of a 14-year-old boy who you thought was alone, buck naked. What was your plan?
I don't know, sir.
What's your full name?
John Kennelly.
And you're a school bus driver or a teacher?
Teacher.
You're a teacher. I'm going to need to see some.
Oh my god. I know that's not who I think that is, right? Oh man. Dale Harvey. I never noticed how close she got to the suspected predator. Like, imagine if John Canelli just lashed out at her, like just there would be nothing that they could do. Well, actually, no, they had raw night in the damn back, man. Actually, I'm lying. He wasn't in the back, right? He's on the damn ceiling right now. John Canelli is like right above John Canelli. Ron Knight is right above John Canelli's head. The moment he sees like a twitch on any of his muscles, right? He'll jump down, crack his neck, like spin his head, like spin his head fully back, spin it back here, spin it back here. Just unscrewing his head off of his body, right? I don't know. You know, I heard, this is just a rumor though, that Ron Knight is Batman, right? Like he has learned every single martial arts that there is. Like they even invented a new one, right? Called the Ron Knight Jutsu. I don't know. They invented a new damn style, right? And I heard in theory, or I guess rumors, that it is one of the most deadliest martial arts that there is, mixed martial arts that there is, man. But enough of the other.
I'm sorry.
I'd like to see some ID.
Show me some identification.
Turned out later that he was neither a teacher nor a bus driver. In fact, he was unemployed and had been for some time.
No shit.
What kind of conduct is this for a high school teacher?
None, sir. I've never done this before.
You're going to tell me you've never done this before?
No, sir.
So you just woke up this morning and said, I'm going to get involved in an internet conversation.
You know, shout out to this line in particular, right? This line from Chris Hansen has existed beyond the decades, right? He has never stopped using that line. Like, all of a sudden, you woke up today and wanted to come meet a child. Like, he has never let go of that line because it is a really good line. Like, it is a good inquiry to ask of a predator, right? Like, you genuinely think that it's reasonable to say that you've never done this before, especially when someone is coming off this hard. Pause on that. In their approach, towards a child being home alone. But I feel like I'm talking really loud. I'm enjoying myself. Who cares? Anyway, I was gonna say that. What was I saying? Damn. Let me go back. Maybe I'll remember.
Never done this before.
You're going to tell me?
Oh, yes. I don't know how I almost forgot this. I actually wonder what is John Canelli's history with doing things like this. Because, obviously, he does get caught again, like the next day, right? He definitely is a reoffending predator. But he did have a history post TCAP, right? Later in his years, I guess, dealing with like the whole sex offender registry and stuff. He definitely if you don't know this, by the way, this is gonna be news to you. He chased down two like teenage girls in a park, and then after like a certain time they were running away from him, he ran into the woods. But like, this guy is like a pure creep. This guy is just messing the head altogether. So I wonder genuinely how many times he's done this before. You know, it's always I wish I would know that about any predator, but I honestly like to think I would want to know more about John Canelli.
Before? No, sir.
So you just woke up this morning.
All of a sudden.
And said, I'm going to get involved in an internet conversation with a 14-year-old boy. I'm going to go to his house, strip naked, and walk in with a 12-pack of beer. This was just something you thunk up today.
No, sir. I'm going to talk to him about it online.
The fake crying is killing me.
Yes, sir.
Let me just see the driver's license.
I'm sorry.
Just by the way he's reacting, either he really is unsympathetic as hell about the whole situation. It's not uncommon that predators don't care. Whenever they get caught, they only care about themselves. But in this case, honestly, I just think John Canelli's a sociopath. The fake crying in his crying in his voice, it's not genuine. I mean, obviously he's trying to fake it. No tears, no nothing, right? No sympathy, he shows no reaction to it. And then also the fact that he also wasn't surprised. He's been very stonewall faced, right now. I mean, this is all allegations. I obviously don't know, but to me personally, being just someone just watching this, I would like to think he is, because just the fact he got caught again, and he almost looks the exact same whenever he got caught the first time. It feels like he just doesn't care. Like, he isn't capable of actually understanding, like, empathy, feeling regret, no nothing, right? Like, feeling any real emotions. And he only does what he believes is right in the situation. Like how he's saying right now. He's saying he's sorry, but he probably doesn't feel it. And I don't really know why, sociopaths exist, I guess. But it's probably something to do with, like, childhood stuff. But I'm not a damn psychiatrist or, a sociologist, right? Like, that's just not.
What would have happened?
If I wasn't here.
You see how this is, John?
Yes,
Let me just see the driver's license.
Let me look at this.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, it doesn't matter. What would have happened? What would have happened, John, if I wasn't here?
I probably would have chickened out, sir.
Chickened out. Do you see why that is hard for me to believe?
I do see that's the truth.
You say to him, are you straight, bi, or
Sorry.
gay? Chickened out.
Sorry, I kind of zoned
What
out.
would have happened, John, if I wasn't here?
I probably would have chickened out, sir.
Chickened out. Do you see why that is hard
Sorry,
for
I
me
don't
to
know why I
believe?
got into this coughing fit.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, it doesn't matter. What would have happened? What would have happened, John, if I wasn't here?
I probably would have chickened out, sir.
Let me mention just one thing before I talk about the chicken out thing. I think this is the most genuine, like, disgust and disappointment that Chris has shown off to a predator in his early days. You can tell, like, he is genuinely, like, I don't know how to describe it, but he is disappointed. He's just so incredibly perplexed by the whole thing. He's just disappointed at the fact that someone can steep this low. You know what I mean? Like, this is his first time. No, not his first sting, obviously, but his second one. This is his first time someone coming in fully naked. Like, this is so far from what he even thought was possible, right? And he's like, dude, what would have happened? Like, you have to just.
I'm
sorry, it doesn't matter.
What would have happened?
What would have happened? What would have happened, John, if I wasn't here?
I probably would have chickened out, sir.
Chickened out. Do you see why that is hard for me to believe?
I do see that is the truth.
You say to him, are you straight, bi, or gay? He says gay. I just don't tell anyone. You say sweet. I won't, I promise. You say you are so
effing hot,
bro. I want to be your boyfriend if you will have.
Oh man, this is back then when Chris didn't, he didn't adopt the blanking, right? The blanking blanks that he says, right? That you're so effing hot, bro. It would have been better if he said blanking hot, man. Think about it. Would have left so much for the imagination.
I'm sorry.
Sorry, it doesn't matter. What here?
I probably would have chickened out, sir.
Chickened out.
Nobody believes that.
That is hard for me to believe.
You're a liar.
I do see that is the truth.
You say to him, are you straight, bi, or gay? He says gay. I just don't tell anyone. You say sweet. I won't, I promise. You say you are so
effing hot. Also, by the way,
effing hot, bro. I want to be your boyfriend.
So I usually hold my mic whenever I'm recording, right? Like, I hold my mic. And lately, it's been really getting in the way of good audio quality because it seems to me, is that what I think that is? Anyway, lately, whenever I hold the mic, there's interference, whether it's like the wire moving or like me hitting the mic. Like, I'm pretty careful on how I hold the mic, and I don't want to like hit it at all. So I've decided to make like a little setup, because if you don't know this, by the way, I record sitting down on my office chair, right? But I have my laptop on my bed, so you can imagine how that works. And I do have a microphone like stand, because that's how I used to record on my desk. I would have like a tripod type of thing. But I have like stuffed one of the tripod legs into like the mattress and the, what is it called, like the box of like the mattress, and it's holding it. So now I can definitely move around, and I don't have to worry about like holding onto a mic. So I feel like it's better, but I don't know what levels of audio I should keep it at, because I am unsure like how this works, because this is a kind of a new distance for me.
If you will have me, I'm serious.
I was just chatting. I was just
Chatting? You're sitting in this kitchen naked, John.
Yeah.
That's a step beyond chatting, isn't it?
This is a federal thing.
yes, sir. What there?
He is
I
shaking
don't
a
want
lot.
to get you in trouble, bro. I also don't want to get me in trouble either. You knew this was wrong when you walked in.
Yes, sir.
I think I can learn real fast to love you. 14 years old?
I think I can learn really fast to love you is crazy. It is so predatory. I mean, the whole thing is, I understand that, but just the fact he's just like, look, it doesn't matter who the hell you are, I can learn to get there real quick, right? To ruin your life, I can get there in a lickety split, right? There's not a lot getting in the way, as he would say. But
Do you know that it's illegal to have a conversation on the internet with the intent to have sex with a minor?
Yes, sir. I did.
So you came here knowingly violating the law.
Canelli was significant because not only did he admit what he was doing was wrong, he also admitted that he knew it was illegal, and he showed up anyway.
What do you think should happen to you?
I don't even want to hear. Like, I know what he says, but it is just so ridiculous. We've heard it multiple times, but like, just to think that, what do you call it? Like, these people, I just like. There's obviously no trying to explain off a predator, right? Like, they're obviously real mess in the head, but like, I don't think it being illegal is a single worry in their head. Let's just be honest here. They don't care. They know it's. They've always known it was illegal. Like, there's no one on this planet that doesn't know. Well, to be fair, there are cultures and shit, but I'm not gonna get into that. This is America that I'm talking about. In America, at least, in any first world or whatever civilized country, you know, trying to do this is illegal. Nobody grows up, and especially in America, knowingly or like without knowing that sleeping with kids is bad when you're an adult. Like, this is just real. This is a bad thing to do, right? You're just a bad guy.
Well, there's something you gotta know.
I gotta tell you something.
I am not the father of the boy. But I am Chris Hansen of Dateline NBC, and we're doing a story on...
Oh, to be honest with you, like, fully honest with you, I'd be so mad if this happened when I was trying to you know, be cinematic here, right? Chris wanted to go, you know what, John, let me tell you something, right? And the cameraman's, like, already behind him, like, what the fuck, man? What the flip, man? Like, you're ruining my shot here, cameraman. Best believe I would have never hired that guy again, right? He doesn't know timing. He doesn't know, you know, the slam dunk he was trying to perform. I'm nor the police. Or I'm not the father, nor the police. Da-da-da, the look on John Canelli's face says it, like...
Well, there's something you gotta know. I am not the father.
Even before he said the father, he's already out, man. What is this? What is this? Where's the professionality, right? Like, they could have instead hired me to man the camera at this point. Like, yes, maybe I would have caught maybe like your foot, right, Chris? Your shoes or whatever, just based on how tall I am. But I would have had a better timing than this, you know, moron in the back that has the camera that just randomly popped up the moment he heard, well, something I gotta tell you.
I am not the father of the boy. But I am Chris Hansen of Dateline NBC, and we're doing a story on computer predators. Anything else you'd like to say to us? We'd like to hear it. If not predators.
Look at him, man.
But I am Chris Hansen of Dateline NBC, and we're doing a story on computer predators. Anything else you'd like?
My God, he climbed off of the ceiling to be behind him, and he's like, you know what? It doesn't seem to me like John Canelli's a threat, right? Let me back off, is what Ron Ice said, but. His yellow shirt, man. Oh, I remember. I want to watch the Rabbi Predator again, but he is in this unseen tapes. He is one of the first ones. I could definitely watch him here, but watching him alone, like by himself, is gonna be crazy. Because I honestly think, like, honest to God, I think he's the one striking down these videos. Like honestly, but it probably won't be until my strike warning is gone, which is like in, I think, like 3 or 4 months. So just don't hold your breath for me to watch the Rabbi Predator anytime soon, but I will do it again in a like this big package. But yeah, anyway, the way Ron Knight performed in this house, man, is legendary, right? This what pointed out to me his existence, right? Like, without him screwing up and not tackling the Rabbi Predator, the moment he got close to him is what sold it for me. You know, I was like, man, you know, Ron Knight is such a bad bodyguard. I could never feel safe around him. But no, I didn't see what was happening all along, right? He was only trying to save his life. He was trying to hold back whenever the Rabbi guy lunged at Chris, right? If he would have put just a single decimal more of strength, right, he would have disintegrated the Rabbi Predator. But, you know, I'm glad he held back. I didn't want to see, you know, somebody get blasted on national TV, you know, but maybe behind the scenes it would be nice. But
Just say it was. We'd like to hear it. If not, you're free to leave.
Thank you.
You can take the towel to the garage and get dressed. He sees the cameras. He's trying to keep the towel up around him. He's trying to grab his clothes and head out the door. And he gets his underwear on and just beelines to get out of there. If he had just left it at that, you know, Canelli would have been a memorable character. But what he did the next day, just put him over the top.
Coming up,
less than 24 hours
this
later,
guy almost
he's
killed
back
somebody.
in a chat. I have been in television for 24 years.
I'm just gonna get something to eat.
John. Wait a minute, so let me get this straight. So they're talking about a meeting?
Nobody has ever
get this
gone through what that man went through when he got to this house. But now this is just amazing.
This guy.
This is crazy.
Man went through when he got to this house.
Not
but
Ron Knight,
now
Frank said. Look at this duel, man. It is crazy to me that it was probably only the two of them actively in the Sting house, like involved with the show. During this time, like they got paid well, by the way. I heard or something, but interesting. Like, if Perverted Justice was still around today, I wonder if the two of them would obviously not be working there anymore. But wonder if I could have worked for Perverted Justice at this point. I think I would have been pretty good at it, honestly. Like, as a TCAP fan, and I guess loving psychology and stuff, it would give me, you know, an edge, you know, to these guys. But honestly, I don't know how viable Perverted Justice is in today's space. But anyway, that's just something to point out. You know, the iconic three, right? The big three, as I like to call them, right?
This guy leaves our house, shirtless, holding most of his clothes. And less than 24 hours later, there he is in a chat room trying to make a date with another young teenage boy. We couldn't believe it, but it was the same screen name, same everything. So the decoy made a date, and they agreed to meet at a nearby fast food restaurant. We move into position. He walks out of the restaurant, and we're there waiting for him. I remember exactly what I said. I have been in television
for
24 years.
I just came to get something to eat.
And I have very seldom been at a loss for words.
Sir, I just came to get something to eat.
But I don't even know what to ask you first.
I just came to get something to eat.
John.
Oh my god. Like, yes, the second time he got caught, I think is... Actually, what do you think, guys? Do you think John Canelli's first time being caught is better or worse than his second time? Which one is better? The McDonald's catch or the steakhouse catch? Is what I'm asking you, right? Me personally, it has to be the first one. Like, he definitely kind of... Chris obviously understands the second time around that John Canelli is unsavable. Like, he's just a genuine creep and nothing will change that. But the first time he got caught was a massive shock to everybody. You know, I'm sure whenever this was first airing, you know, no one that was actively watching would have known that someone would go this far to meet someone who was underage. You know what I mean? That's why I think the first one is better. But you tell me what you think.
We've been through this before. What are you doing? I've got the chat log again. You're chatting up another 13-year-old kid, and you're going to meet him here at McDonald's. You identify yourself. You call yourself Shane this time. You ask him a series of personal sexual questions. Is that appropriate talk to be having with someone you think is a 13-year-old boy?
You're in the McDonald's.
Last night, you walked into a home naked, hoping to meet a 13-year-old boy. You said you were sorry. It was the first time you'd ever done it. You admitted it was wrong.
Yes, I did.
You left.
Yes, I did, sir.
And within 24 hours, you're back on the internet chatting up another 13-year-old kid. What is going on? What do you have to say for yourself?
I don't have anything to say for myself.
Well, you should say something, don't you think? I mean, what are we to think you're going to do next? Last night.
That's a good question. Like, what do you expect people to think of you now? Like, obviously, the first time you got caught, it's the same thing, right? Just because you didn't get caught a second time, I don't think you're any lesser than any other predator, right? Obviously, there are tiers, there are levels to being a predator. Like, there are the reoffenders, like the real victim ones, like the ones that had like real victims behind them, like Kevin Westerbeck, you know, with his niece and stuff. But then there's like, you know, the reoffending ones, the ones that have maybe been caught in multiple sting operations, like Michael Seibert, right? And I guess John Canelli, but yeah, you know what I mean? There are tiers to it, but definitely your first appearance on the show doesn't give me confidence to know that you're a good guy.
You walk into a house in suburban Washington, naked, with a 12-pack of beer, hoping to meet a 13-year-old boy. Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay. Today, you're on the internet again. You have an inappropriate conversation with a boy you think is 13, and you set up a meeting here at this fast food restaurant.
I wonder what
was
fast
your
food
intention?
restaurant. It's fast food
I don't
restaurant.
know.
That should be on me.
Don't you think you need some help?
Don't you think we should kill him?
I'm seeing a psychiatrist.
Do you
Oh,
see why I was
forgot
skeptical
about
last
that.
night when you said...
Can you get those cameras
No,
on?
I can't, John. I can't do that. That's their job, is to record video and audio. Now, you put yourself in this position, so don't get tough with that.
Oh
Do you
man,
see why
God.
I was...
Best believe, you know, I would have thought that Chris would have took a swing at him after that. But no, like, I forgot completely about the psychiatrist. I'm saying a psychiatrist, right? My mother died.
I can't do that. That's their job, is to record video and audio. Now, you put yourself in this position, so don't get tough with that. Do you see why I was skeptical last night when you said it was the very first time you'd ever done something like that?
That is true, actually. I forgot
was,
about that.
Oh, how can I believe that? And how do we know that you're not going to go out tomorrow or the next day or the next day or the next day and do this again?
I promise you I won't.
You see something so extreme, a guy show up naked and then come back the next day, you realize and you get a better understanding of how strong these addictions, these compulsions can be.
To the internet.
And they develop online. First, perhaps porn sites, chat rooms. But ultimately, that isn't enough to satisfy some of these guys. And that's when you see them, I think, take these extreme measures and risk so much to actually have a face-to-face meeting. What are you going to do?
Yeah.
I'm gonna call my.
I mean, I don't really have to say too much about that because it's just very, I mean, it's very bare bones. I mean, he kind of said everything you need to know, where it's like, yeah, these guys, you know, it goes from one thing to the next and to the next, and then eventually they have to go and actually prey on kids in person. But, you know, out of everyone that they've ever caught, I don't know who is the most predatory-like. Like, who's the more predator-like that they've ever caught? And maybe you understand, like, if you understand what I'm saying, then you know, then you can maybe try to give me an answer. I don't know why I'm starting to just ask you guys a lot of things. I don't know. I guess I like to have something for you guys to talk about. But I don't know. Who would be the most predatory? Like, I'd have to give it some thought, but it would have to be someone who's definitely lying. Honestly, I think Richard Burham was the biggest, like, actual predator that there has been. He was praying. Like, praying. And if you don't know who that is, his segment is really, really short. I only did him in a Predator deep dive video that I did. But, you know, to boil it all down, essentially, he posed as himself. Actually, no. He made a fake profile as a college-age student to seduce the decoy, right, the girl. But then from there, he essentially said, hey, by the way, I can't make it to the house. But my friend, though, he really would like to meet you. And that's when he introduced himself. So that is like an entire, like, structure that he had, right? Introduce someone who is a lot more palatable and a lot more maybe attractive to someone that age, right? Oh, like, a college-age student or whatever. Like, I've been explained, like, before, you know, when people say that like, teenagers that, like, you know, whenever, like, a guy or a girl, whatever, would have, like, an attractive teacher. People would say that, right? Like as boys, obviously, when I was in high school, we would talk about, like, the high school, you know, teachers, some of them being, you know, whatever. So he made that profile to attract the girl, right? And then he essentially just invited himself to this outing. So there could be like a 3-way thing, right? But then he said that the college guy couldn't make it, like the college account student couldn't make it. So it was just a very convoluted way to essentially get him in the doors into the home of this girl. I went on a lot. That was a big rant. I'm sorry.
Psychiatrist.
How long have you been seeing a psychiatrist?
A little over a year.
A little over a year. And why were you seeing him?
Because I had a family breakdown.
Meaning what exactly?
I had a death in my family, and I never handled it
A
well.
long lost.
And is that what you attribute this sort of behavior to?
I'm guessing, yeah.
That sounds like a cop.
But it's not.
It's like, stop crying.
What happens if you really did meet a 13-year-old boy? What happens?
I don't know.
I don't know. It's illegal to have a talk on the internet with a minor with intent to have sex with that minor. You've done it twice in 2 days that we know of. That's a federal offense. You go to prison for it. Do you know that?
Imagine if every, like, okay, so he definitely texted Perverted Justice again. Like, he definitely messaged them again, but what are the chances that he has been talking to other underage people as well? Like, yes, there is John Canelli here with, you know, Perverted Justice being caught, but he is bound to talk to more than one person, right? So he could, I wonder just how many people he has under his belt that he's preyed upon or messaged, you know, same thing. But yeah, very interesting.
Yes.
Then why do you do it?
That I need help, and that's what I'm seeing a psychiatrist for.
And you were going to find help here at McDonald's?
No.
You were going to find help from a 13-year-old boy?
No.
Experts in the field, after hearing all this, are going to likely suggest that last night wasn't your first time and today isn't your second time, that you've been doing this for a very long time, John.
You know, I don't know who pointed this out. I think it was Walls who did. But whenever someone gets close to the two of them, he looks around. Like, he looks at the people. Because he's probably ashamed that he's being outed like this, right? Obviously, who wouldn't be if they were in this situation? But he probably dislikes the fact that Chris is just saying this out. Like, he is not holding back. Maybe he's not yelling, but he isn't, like, whispering either. So he probably just wants Chris to be as quiet as he can.
No, I haven't.
Do you understand why that's hard for me to believe? I mean, is there any reason for us to think that you won't just go ahead and do this again tomorrow?
He just starts like, needing another 13.
I got 2 appointments with my psychiatrist tomorrow.
What about today? You don't seem that busy today.
That's why I'm going to go home and call him.
You consider yourself...
He said, you got nothing to do, buddy.
I don't know.
Wow.
You don't know.
That's already an answer there. If you like, okay, imagine if someone asked you, "Hey, are you a predator?" You go, "I don't know." It's crazy work. The obvious answer should be no, you're not. But in his case, maybe he's just noticing that he is just caught. But come on, honestly, if he would have said no, it would have been just worse for him. It would have just looked so ridiculous to say so. This is his second time trying to meet another a underage boy. Like, this is just OD as hell.
Is there anything else you want to say?
No, sir.
He didn't even say goodbye.
And he walks off, shoes untied, gets into his pickup truck, and drives off. And I'm thinking, I just can't believe what I've just seen. When we started these investigations, the goal was to understand what goes on in these guys' minds that makes them think it's okay to show up at a house where a young teen is alone and try to have a sexual relationship. After you talk to a guy like Canelli, you have a better understanding of the addictive nature of the internet and of the compulsion some of these guys develop. But it also makes you wonder how you deal with a guy like that. And so while it answers some questions, it often raises more.
Since the original sting operation, in August 2005, 4 of the 5 men featured were arrested and sentenced. Right. I don't think this involves. Yeah, this involves everyone. But look at him, man. But anyway, let me go check out to see John Canelli. TCAP wiki. This is gonna be so long. Let's see. So, John Canelli. I just came to get something to eat, right? John Canelli's response. Ow, my jaw just popped. Canelli's response when being confronted by Chris Hansen a second time. So, this is John Canelli, obviously. Aliases: Special Guy 29, Shade, the McDonald's predator. I guess a fast food location predator. His relatives is an elderly mother and father. If he is an only child, then that makes a lot of sense. And I know somebody was like, "Hey, the single children, slander goes crazy." Yes, I'm sorry, but I just gotta say it, right? He's unemployed. He's also a sandwich shop worker, or formerly was. He's single. He was born 1962. He was born place of birth, Virginia, United States. 1962. How old would he be? He'd be like what? 97 years? No, I'm kidding. He'd probably be like in his late 50s, right, or early 60s. Would he? Let's see. Yeah, he'd be like around 63, 64, 62, whatever. He's male. One day there'll be female, right? Someone's gonna be caught. Well, a woman's gonna be caught here. But anyway, height 5'10", 2005. Weight, brown eye color and brown hair color as well. But he's graying. So, John Michael Canelli is a predator that was initially confronted during the suburban Washington, D.C. / Fairfax, Virginia edition of To Catch a Predator. He is best known for showing up to the Sting House naked and being confronted twice in a 24-hour period, as well as being the only predator in the entire series to be confronted at a McDonald's, which is true, right? I mean, hey, maybe in Takedown they could do at Wendy's or something, right? Biography. So by 2009 or 6, flip the 9 upside down. It's a 6 now, right? By 2006, Canelli had been unemployed for quite some time. He lived in an apartment complex in Falls Church, Virginia, and depended on his father for money. In June 2021, during a Reddit MIA, where people shared what the men did before they were caught on the show, one user claimed he met Canelli at a community event. The user alleged that John kept pleading with their parents to let them visit his house. The user asserted that John always seemed weird and he could always sense it. Canelli, using the screen name Special Guy 29, engaged in an explicit sexual conversation with the boy he believed to be 14 years old. He called the boy so effing hot, bro, and expressed his desire to hang out with him. Canelli stated that he was serious about wanting the boy to be his boyfriend if given the opportunity. He fabricated details about his age and job, claiming to be an 11th grade prep school teacher at the age of 29, even though he was actually 43. Okay, thank God, by the way, because I was honestly questioning how he would be 29. He did not look 29. I told you he looked in his 40s or 50s, so he was 43. He lied to me. How dare you, Canelli, right? Honestly, not one of your worst offenses, but and unemployed at the time of the sting. To establish intent, the decoy solicited Canelli to strip down to his underwear and enter the location. When Canelli mentioned he didn't wear underwear, the decoy replied, "Then come in naked." Canelli openly discussed his interest in oral sex before the meeting was fully scheduled. He demonstrated a fast-paced approach, taking approximately 1 hour from initial contact to declaring a boyfriend relationship and making the decision to drive to the sting house. The first encounter of the sting, Canelli arrived at the designated location with a 12-pack of beer. He entered through the garage and proceeded to undress completely, leaving only his socks on. Awkwardly, he made his way towards a stool where he sits down and takes his seat, closing his eyes. According to Chris Hansen on his Predators I've Caught podcast, Canelli was counting down to 100 and waiting for a special surprise, the boy being naked as well. As Hansen entered, he was left speechless, requesting an explanation. Hansen grabbed a towel from the top shelf of the refrigerator. Canelli turned around and expressed regret. Hansen handed him the towel and advised him to cover up. Following the instruction, Canelli wrapped the towel around himself. When questioned about the situation, with Canelli initially mistaken the decoy for Hansen's son, he claimed that he had received an instant message from the teenager inviting him over. Perplexed, Canelli asserted he had no knowledge of the reason behind the message. Hansen responded sarcastically, stating that the teenager randomly selected him and instructed him to enter the room in the nude. When asked about his age, Canelli reiterated that he was 29 regarding his occupation. He initially claimed to be a school bus driver, but later changed it back to being a school teacher. Meanwhile, Del Harvey took the 12-pack of beer and moved away, while Hansen approached Canelli and requested identification. Later during the interview, Canelli insisted that he had never previously interacted with the minor online. Hansen became frustrated, declaring Canelli's claims of innocence to be absurd. Hansen asked Canelli for identification once more, and he complied. Hansen then questioned Canelli about his plans after understanding that he had just woken up in the morning and intended to engage in an online conversation with a 14-year-old child, visit his home, get undressed, and enter carrying a 12-pack of beer. Canelli stated that he probably would have chickened out. Hansen claimed he found it difficult to accept that. Hansen began to read from Canelli's sexually explicit internet communication, but Canelli cut him off and claimed he was simply just chatting. Hansen yelled, "Chatting? You're sitting in this kitchen naked, John." After reading more of the chat log, Hansen declared it was illegal to have online communication with the intent of having sex with a minor. Canelli admitted that he was aware of the immorality of what he was doing and that he was in violation of the law. Hansen disclosed that he was not the boy's father, but rather a Dayline NBC reporter. Canelli was exposed when the cameras emerged. He struggled to grip the towel while grabbing his clothes. Canelli changed into his clothes, including a pair of underwear he claimed not to wear, and left the house quickly. Okay, now for the second encounter. Canelli was back online not even 24 hours after getting busted. He was contacted by a perverted justice member who pretended to be a 13-year-old boy. Sorry. Let me have a little bit of a drink, right? If you have snacks, right, take a bite or something. I don't know. Sorry. He was contacted by a perverted justice member who pretended to be a 13-year-old boy. Canelli continued to use the same screen name, but changed his name to Shane. He continued to claim to be 29. When the decoy questioned if he was gay, Canelli replied that he wasn't and mentioned having a girlfriend. The decoy inquired if Canelli wanted to meet at a McDonald's restaurant after claiming to reside nearby. Canelli promised to do so and asked the decoy to meet him outside the restaurant. The child was questioned about his penis size and whether he wore underwear. When the boy claimed to wear boxers, Canelli specifically asked him to ride without any. Hansen accosted Canelli with much more aggressively than the day before when he arrived at the McDonald's. He claimed that in his 24 years working on television, he had only seen well, I'm trying to copy what he said, but let's see. He had only sometimes found himself at a loss for words. Canelli kept saying, "I just came to get something to eat," repeatedly. Hansen reminded him that he had entered the home naked, thinking he was going to meet a child. He also read from the chat log that Canelli had with the 13-year-old boy. Canelli became annoyed at the cameraman and told him to get out of his face after he continued to claim that he didn't know what he was going to do. Hansen stood up for them, stating that Canelli had no excuse to be upset with them because he put himself in the situation. Then, Canelli tried to blame his actions on the death of his family, but Hansen was having none of it. Hansen also found it hard to comprehend that Canelli was seeing a psychiatrist and had 2 appointments the following day. Canelli exited the scene with his shoes untied, got in his vehicle, and drove off. Oh my god. Why is the picture so close? It doesn't matter. After his second confrontation, the police raided Canelli's apartment and removed his computer. He was arrested by Fairfax County and charged by the Commonwealth with 1 count of use of communications devices. Well, count of use of a communications device to facilitate certain offenses involving children, a Class 5 felony. It carries a sentence up to 10 years in prison. Canelli was set to go on trial before a jury, but he changed his plea to guilty on the initial felony charge he was facing on June 12, 2006. In September 2006, Judge M. Langhorne Keith sentenced Canelli to a suspended 2-year prison sentence, 3 years of probation, a registration as a Tier 1 sex offender, prohibited him from accessing any online chat rooms, and required him to have no unsupervised contact with children under the age of 18. Post-predator activities. So this is this is what I was talking about. On March 10, 2007, 2 15-year-old girls were walking in Cub Run Park when they encountered a man who had his back turned to them. Suddenly, the man yelled to get their attention, and to their horror, they saw that he had removed his shirt and pants, exposing himself. Frightened, the girl quickly turned and ran away, with the man chasing after them. Eventually, he disappeared into the nearby woods. Following an investigation, the police identified Canelli as the suspect. On May 30th, 2007, he was charged with 2 counts of indecent exposure. Canelli was arrested at the Adult Detention Center where he already was in custody for violating his probation. According to the PJ contributor, J Alternative, the Perverted Justice contributor, J Alternative, the contributor who busted Canelli, he did spend a year in prison for this incident. He had already been under investigation for as many as 6 other exposure incidents, with the victims all female, aged anywhere between 15 and 45. Canelli once had a job at a sandwich shop after the sting, but he was promptly fired when his identity was discovered. In 2021, Hansen said in Predators I've Caught podcast that he found a number associated with Canelli. Hansen reached out and heard an older man's voice on the voicemail, but did not hear back from anyone, assuming it must have been his parents' phone number. Canelli was spotted on June 2022 at a hotel in southwestern Pennsylvania? In southwestern Pennsylvania, along with his mother. A To Catch a Predator fan recognized him and snapped a quick photo, with Canelli looking far more presentable since his appearance on the show. He is still unemployed and lives in Falls Church, Virginia, according to sex offender information. He is well known and popular in the Rocky Horror Picture Show community in his town. The community has proclaimed Canelli under their protection and rallied to his defense in the face of any negativity thrown his way. Well, I guess real recognizes real in that situation. I don't know what they're doing over there, but, hey, it must not be good. Anyway, this is the picture that they snapped of him, right? Just because he's wearing something, he's now presentable, I guess. Rocky Horror Picture Show community. I'll let that go. I don't care enough. He was the first Predator to show up naked at the Sting House, second being Marvin Lackhan, and the third being Joshua Simpson. I don't recall Joshua Simpson. The McDonald's he just came to get something to eat at is now out of business. Sad. Many fans credit him for getting direct police involvement on the show, although according to Xavier Von Erck, it was a nightmare convincing the Fairfax police to arrest Kennelly, since the perverted justice was accused of not contacting them at all, which was a lie, seeing as perverted justice had been in touch with the detective for weeks before the detective went radio silent without explanation. A fan on Tish's Discord server saw Kennelly at a Harris Teeter's and posted a photograph of him in the pharmacy. Kennelly apparently noticed the fan following him and promptly left in a hurry. Despite the seriousness of his initial crimes, in the incident in the park with the two girls, Kennelly is still registered as a Tier 1 sex offender and is not a lifetime registrant. I don't know what is happening over there in, Virginia, Pennsylvania, whatever the hell it is, that they're letting this guy just get away with everything. It's just insane to me. But honestly, I just don't care enough anymore. I don't believe he got in trouble again, but God almighty. Or recently, I guess I should say, because he definitely got caught again afterwards. But anyway. Chris reading the filthy chats like he's reading science articles never gets old. Imagine getting a call from an unknown number back in the 2002, calling back and being told, "Oh, sorry, I had the wrong number," and finding out months later that you were on To Catch a Predator. What? Huh. This is a classic. I drove 5 hours just to tell this video I was not watching it. Anyway, we'll leave it here. I every time I read the TCAP wikis, especially, I don't know, that definitely the horror Rocky, whatever the hell it's called, made me a little bit mad. The idea that he just kind of hasn't been punished again, even after showing himself to underage girls, and then chasing them. By the way, like, that is just scary as hell. He just gets away with it. Like, yes, maybe he served a year, but it could just be the accumulation of the 6 times he got caught, which is annoying. But anyway, thank you for watching. Thank you so much for watching. Right, like I said, check out the True Crime channel. I only have one video there, but I'm working on the second one, and it's coming out very, very soon. So be out for that. And I know people are asking where the possum is. Right, that channel doesn't have any possum relations, but yeah, it's a true crime channel, right? Like, imagine. Like, let me just pose this question, right? Like imagine you got murdered, right? And maybe because you're a fan of me, right, or whatever. But okay, let's just make it more generalized. Imagine somebody got brutally murdered, right? And there's a possum reading out information about their death. Like, it's just not a good look. It seems a little bit insensitive, so that's why it's just not there as well. Like, for Predators, I will keep it, here, obviously, because there are no real victims in the show, like the show running, and stuff. So it's fine, right? It's fine. It is comedic and stuff, so it's fine to do. But yeah, anyway, we'll leave it here. I'm a little bit hungry. I might go get some food, right? But anyway, yeah, we'll leave it here, and thank you so much for watching. Subscribe, like the video, and everything. Bye bye.